Back on Morning Line. I'm Nick. That's Josh. He's the one taking your phone calls for Social Security from the administration. Line's open. We've got a couple open. It always gets full, but look, you can jump in now if you have a question, if you're dealing with some aspect. When you guys get calls at the Social Security Administration, would you say the lion's share of them are folks calling in wondering about maybe SSI and the application process, or does it just run the gamut? I mean, I'm sure it does run the gamut, but what do you get most of?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say in the local office because we're dealing with, payment problems sometimes.
Yeah, where's my check?
Yeah, where's my check?
Deposit.
Or I didn't get it, and and then on the other side of the coin, I want to apply, or I've got questions, or I got a letter. The last one's popular. I got a letter, and I'm not sure. I don't really understand it. So
there's a lot of
there's a wide variety.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of stuff. People through the process, and Social Security, when you're dealing with it, does take time. It just takes time. Okay.
A lot of hands involved.
Yes. All right. Let's get back to the phone lines. We'll go to Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hey, I got a good one for you today.
Okay.
I live in Kentucky, and we have a whole bunch of alcoholics and drug addicts here that's drawing disability. And I was wondering why there's not a stricter law on the drug addicts and alcoholics that gets disability, because I worked 20, 30 years in the factory, and I have to wait until they get paid their paycheck before I get mine. Why is that?
Yeah, that's all right. I know there's a question there that a lot of people ask, but go ahead.
Yeah,
go
I mean,
and
when you look at those, and I know that is a popular topic. Unfortunately, something I can answer here locally.
But first of all, let's be clear. Social Security is not giving these people disability checks because they're alcoholics or on drugs. All right, that's a separate issue. But I mean, no one's like, oh, I'm an alcoholic. Can I get SSI? Wrong. You don't get it for that. Now, they probably have somehow gotten the disability through, I don't know, they have a heart condition or a back condition or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they also have this substance abuse problem, right?
Yeah, and that's you're exactly right. That usually when they're getting this, it's some other issue, but then they have this other problem. And we have what's called representative payee program for individuals who can't manage their own funds. But it's a very, taking somebody's right over their own check away from them is a very serious thing, and so it's a very difficult choice, even when you talk about drug addicts or alcoholics who have trouble not spending their money on things like that. We try to take that very seriously, but a lot of times it's just a matter of those individuals have something where they do need the Social Security.
They had to qualify.
But yeah, they qualify, and they've gone through the process, and so I know it's frustrating, but that's pretty much the best answer for you.
I mean, you hit it on the head. Linda, it's frustrating, but just to understand this, that you cannot take away Social Security from someone because they do drugs. They have the disability, and how they choose to spend the money instead of maybe trying to work and get healthier and get better. Some of them, I know people are getting disability, and they get their check, or now it's direct deposit, and they head off to Tunica, and they're gambling their money. Well, that's their right. That's fine. But it's frustrating maybe for people like her, but they have a separate underlying disability that got them that check, not the abuse. That's a separate issue. All right, let's go next to Lily. Hi, Lily. Lily. Are you there, Lily?
Yes.
How can we help you, ma'am?
Well, I think I know the answer to this, but I have a friend that I want them to hear the answer.
Okay.
If you take your Social Security at 62, someone told me I did, and someone told me back then, I'll soon be 67 this month, they told me back then that I would get my full benefit when I got 65. Well, you know what? I found out that was wrong. Now I have a friend that's 62, can't work anymore, really needs his Social Security, and I want you to tell them exactly how that works. When you take your Social Security at 62, you lose that money, and then when you get 65, your money don't go up.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, basically, for every month that you take your Social Security early before your full retirement age, which this year is 66, you're taking a permanent reduction. And so if you take it at age 62 rather than 66 or 4 years, then you're going to take about a 25% permanent reduction on your benefit. And unfortunately, there's a lot of rumors and misinformation out there, and sometimes folks do come in, unfortunately, in your situation, and they say, wait a minute, I thought it was going going to go up.
But that defies logic, though. Okay, I mean, if your full retirement age is 66 and you choose to take it early at 62, that's your right to do it. But it doesn't logically translate that by the time you get to 66, all of a sudden you get full retirement. You're taking it early. You're going to pay for that. Okay, I mean, that's common sense, isn't it? I don't see how someone would buy into that. Now, I don't know. Maybe she was told something else. But if you take it early, you better acknowledge the fact that, yeah, I choose to take it early. I'm costing myself money later. I mean, that's logic.
Yeah.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. Now, the only two times that it would go up is if you continue to work a little bit. Sometimes it'll go up because you're still paying in Social Security, depending on if your years of service, things like that. The other thing is cost of living, which doesn't sound like this year is going to be the case, but ordinarily there would be a little bit of an increase in January. So.
Yeah, but keep in mind, Lily, your friend may be in a situation where they have no choice and have to take it early, and that's why that's an option, and there's nothing wrong with that. But she needs to understand that she will not get what she maybe thought she was going to get when she reaches full retirement age because she took it early, right?
Yeah, $1,200 now may be better than $1,500 later, or whatever the numbers are. But taking it now, sometimes that's what you need to do because of your situation.
And it's yours, and it's your choice. But just don't think it's going to bounce back up magically when you hit full retirement age. It's not the way it works. Let's go to Imogene. Hi, Imogene.
Hi, Nick.
Hey, how can we help you?
Well, I've got 2 questions.
Okay.
If you're drawing disability and you have 1 child, what percentage of your disability will you get for that 1 child?
Usually it's 50%. There's a couple of different specific factors that could affect it, but usually it's 50% of your benefit.
Okay, and if you got 2 children, how much of your benefits?
Yeah, it's up to 50%, but there is a family maximum on your account. And that family maximum, you can't go over that amount, and so usually it's about 50% more than what your benefit is, and so usually it's just split between the kids at that point.
Okay, so if you got 2 kids, just 50% of your benefits will be for split both between them.
Yeah, usually, let's say your benefit is $1,000. Your family maximum is probably $1,500, which means there's another $500 to split between however many kids there are on the account. Now, like I said, different situations might be a little bit different, but that's the general rule of thumb.
Okay, and when one becomes 18, does the payment stay the same or does it change?
Yeah, when they turn 18 or as late as age 19, if they're still in high school, then they drop off your record unless they're disabled, but then they drop off your record, and then that benefit's redivided amongst the rest of the children.
So if you've only got 1 child left on there, then they'll still draw the 50% of what you draw?
Up until age 18 or as late as age 19 if they're still in high school.
Okay. Thanks.
Hey, great questions. I like it when I don't mind if they ask several questions when they're concise like that, one after the other, and good answers. That helped her. That's great. Let's go to Joe. Joe, good morning.
Morning, Nick.
Hey, Joe.
Josh. A question. If a man and his wife both are drawing Social Security, and one of them is quite a bit higher than the other, and they pass away, does the other draw the amount of the higher amount?
Yeah, most of the time when it comes to Social Security, you take your own, but this is one time where you do get the choice. So if you're talking about widows or widowers benefits, that can start as early as age 60. There's a reduction, but it can start as early as age 60, or your full retirement age at 66, and you can make that choice. And so we see frequently that folks will sometimes come in at age 62, they'll draw their own benefits until, or their widow's benefits until they turn full retirement age, or vice versa, whatever is more advantageous for them, and switch over a little bit later on so that they can maximize their amount. But yeah, you're absolutely correct that the switching over to widowers or widows is definitely an option.
Does that help, Joe?
Well, it's what I'm saying is, both people are drawing Social Security. They both say 70 years old.
Right.
And one of them passes away, and they're making, say, $400, $500 more a month than the other. Does the one that's drawing the lesser amount get to draw the higher amount of the one that passed away?
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, no matter what the age, 70, 80, 90, whatever it is, if the spouse is older and they've been married at least 10 years, or they were married when they passed away. Sometimes divorce situations we see a little bit there, but if they're married and one of them passes away and that's a higher benefit, they can switch over, and that's definitely something we would want to look at.
Gotcha. We're going to take a break. When we come back, more of your phone calls. Stay there. We'll get you right after this.